Good morning, everybody. Hi, Missy. How are you?
Morning. Good. Very good.
Morning. Welcome to the Teaching Tuesday. I'm excited to have Charissa. I always wait. Okay, Charissa. Wait, I say Charissa and it's Charissa. I do that every time. Charissa Sims with us today. And I love her subject of today, which is teaching on how to raise your energy, 10 ways for us to have positive energy. So super excited about today's
Woohoo! I'm excited too.
yeah. And well, my energy is up here this morning, so I'm going to stay there since that's where my energy is, right?
Awesome.
But I know that sometimes it's really hard for us to keep that high level of energy, but we're energy beings. So the higher our vibration is, the more we're going to attract at that level. So super important to remember that and to know how to keep our vibration and our energy high. And that's what we're going to learn today with Charissa. And I met Charissa probably it was just months ago. We've done some work together. She's been on some spotlights with Lead Up for Women. And she always shines in every spotlight that we have her on. She has so much to bring to the table. So I'm excited for everyone that's able to watch this video live on Facebook or is joining us today. So I'm going to go ahead and Charissa, turn the time over to you and let you take the time to talk to us about how to keep our vibration high.
Awesome. Yay. I'm so happy to be here today. Hey, everybody on Facebook. Hi, Missy, everybody that's joining us on Zoom. Thanks so much, Colleen. I saw you speak and I just instantly was like, I have to be a part of that organization. Just your mission of lifting up women is just filled my heart. And I was like, I don't care what she does. And because I didn't know how much opportunity you gave to all of us to market our business and to help other women and lift them up. So I'm just so glad that I said yes. And I just wanted to start off with a little meditation. If you're open to it, can I get a thumbs up or thumbs down, Missy? Okay. All right. So go ahead and just whatever you're doing, just go ahead and stop for a moment and close your eyes, because I want you to really be with yourself here and now. This is where the peace is. This is where your power is. This is where we can create from. We can create our life, our destiny, our energy. Each and every one of you hold the power, and just feel that divine power in every cell of your being as you take a deep breath in through the soles of the feet, coming all the way up past the head, past the crown chakra, and holding that breath. And when you're ready, release. And fully letting go. And I want you to think about a time in your life when you were truly at peace, when you were truly feeling like, yes, this is it. This is what life is all about. For me, it takes me to the beach, to the sand, connecting with the waves. As you're there, what do you smell? What do you taste? Who's with you? What is that feeling that you have in your heart? That everything's going to be okay. And nature is supporting you. Nature is saying, yes, yes, whatever you're doing. Because you are nature. You are one with nature. Just take that moment in your heart and hold that moment. As you take another deep breath in, I want you to visualize roots coming down from your feet into the core of the earth, and feel that volcanic energetic vibration from the core of the earth coming up through your feet. And this time coming up all the way to your heart. And when you're ready, release. Good. And you can keep that vision of that time when you felt truly at peace, when you felt truly like just, this is it. This is my moment. As you feel the sensations at the top of your head coming down to your forehead. This is your third eye. This is how people see you. Let them see your brilliance. Let them see your light. Any blocks in this area, let's remove them now. Good. And just coming down your face, down to the throat. This is speaking your truth, knowing your truth, living your truth. Each and every one of you has a message to share, has a voice that someone needs to hear, to help them, to motivate them, to ignite them in their life. Just feel your message now in your throat chakra. As you take a deep breath in through the soles of the feet, we're going to go all the way up to the throat. And when you're ready, release. Any blocks in this area, they are no longer serving you. You say, thank you for the lesson. Now it's time to shine and be your voice. Step out into the world. Be who you're meant to be, which is you, no one else. Good. And it's coming down to the shoulders. Just feeling any sense of having to be perfect, any sense of having to be what society wants you to be, any weight of that on your shoulders, let's release that now. As you take another deep breath in, just feeling any pressure to be somebody you're not, to be what your family wants you to be, just let that go now as you exhale. Give me an audible exhale. Good. And coming down to the heart, remembering in your heart that sense of peace, that sense of clarity, that sense of love for yourself. I want you to really feel love and gratitude for yourself right now. As you take another deep breath in, feel the energy from the core of the earth, Mother Nature supporting you. Bring it up to your heart. I want you to feel that love for yourself expanding 6 feet around you. And when you're ready, release. What is it that you want to attract in your life? How will you create your life? Bring that into your mind's eye now. Maybe it's attracting all the clients you could ever wish for. Maybe it's taking that vacation that you've always wanted to do. Bring that into your mind's eye. Don't think about what's going on out in the world. This is your time to create. Good. Bring that in. What is it that you want to create? Feel it, sense it. Who's with you? Is it sunny? Is there snow? What's the weather like? How are you feeling in your heart? How are these people coming to you? Is it through emails? Is it through Instagram? Is it through calling you. How are you attracting the right people in your life? Let go of the how, and the universe will bring them. As you feel this truth, taking another deep breath in, coming up to the heart, and then letting this intention go. The universe has your intention. And coming down from the heart to your torso, and all of your body systems working together for your highest and best good. Everything in perfect harmony without you having to tell it what to do. Your body is a miracle. Just be grateful for that. And coming down to the sacred womb, awakening any creativity that has been dormant. It's November 30th. It's towards the end of the year. How do you want to create your life in 2022? This is your moment. Feel it now as you take another deep breath in. Coming to your sacred womb, that pelvic region, the base of the spine, and release. Good. Yes, this is your time, your moment. Your time to receive. Yes, it's the time to forgiving. Yes, it's the time for family connection and love. And it's your time to receive the gifts that you've been creating in your mind, through your actions, and through your heart. As you come down the body to the thighs, back of the legs, knees, front of the shins, back of the legs, the calves, ankles, and feet. Maybe you see up ahead of you is it golden brick road? Is it a dirt path? And what do you see on this path? What is there waiting for you? What are the gifts that God, the universe, whatever it is you believe in, is waiting to give to you if you will only receive? Maybe it's a fruit off the tree. Maybe it's money off of the tree. You can have all that you want. You decide. You are in control of your life. As you come back from the path to your feet and come back into your body, take another deep breath in. Holding that thought of abundance in your heart, and then let it go. Good. Fully letting go. And I want you to slowly come back into this reality. You can move your fingers and your toes, and you may open your eyes when you're ready. And so when I work with my clients, I will frequently do a meditation, and they will talk about what blocks that they have in their life. So this was just a little taste of meditation. We didn't go too deeply into personal blocks, but I just wanted to see if anyone is feeling up to saying how they feel in this moment. I would love to hear from you. If you feel like sharing, you can speak and come on camera. Or if you don't feel like sharing now, you can think of a question that you have about energy and blocks in your life, or how you might shift your energy. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. Would anyone like to share at this time?
We had a couple new people join us during the meditation, and we started the meditation probably about 10 minutes ago, Damara. And I'm not sure who else that was that's joined us. It's Elle White. So not quite sure what your first name is. I'm so sorry, because I can't see you on camera. But if you guys want to come on camera, if you're available and able to, now would be a good time, if you know where you have resistance, to talk to Charissa about where that resistance is in areas of your life.
Yeah, and blocks can sometimes show up in your body as disease as well. I know it did for me. I had a diagnosis of cancer in February 2020, and it was basically the emotions of shame and guilt that were trapped in my womb from sexual abuse. And I had pushed it away. And so it was trauma that I was unwilling to recognize, because I was trying to shift my energy. Let's just bring this back to the topic, change your energy, change your life. I was trying to just be like, I'm happy. I have a perfect life. I've got 2 kids. I'm married. Everything's great. I don't have any disease or anything. So I think that was kind of like a wake-up call from the universe. Not that like, haha, your life is not so great, but like, hey, there's some things going on that have happened in the past that you need to address. And if you're not going to address them, we're going to wake you up. You know, I'm just saying, like, the universe, God, myself, I created this dis-ease so that I could heal myself. Because really, when I started, I was so ashamed, because I heal people. So that's my job. I'm a healer, and then I'm getting diagnosed with cancer. It's like, what's up with me? And obviously, so I had a lot of shame, and so all these emotions were coming up. So when I was able to recognize that these were emotions that needed to get out of me, not to be pushed down within me, then I was able to be free of that. Now, I'm not saying it was instant, because it was a process. Because, I mean, there's other factors too that could be causing cancer. And I think I was one of them. There's environmental factors, there's nutrition, there's stress, there's, you know, genetic factors. There's all these different things. You know, I'm an occupational therapist, so I'm not a doctor. I don't know all the causes, but I know that emotions are one of them. And the interesting thing is, I read this book about 5 years earlier by Louise Hayes, You Can Heal Your Life. And she had the exact same diagnosis, cervical cancer. And it was from the trauma that she had unrecognized. And she was a healer too, and she is a healer. And so I'm like, okay, I'm feeling like, okay, I have this memory, like, maybe I created this somehow so I could learn more about myself, so I could dive deeper. So what I wanted to say about energy is that sometimes we can have layers of protection so that we don't face the past or face the things that are blocking us in our body. So I had this phase of, like, I was an athlete and I had so much joy, and I had my own business, and I had a book. I wrote children's books, and yay. And it just wasn't. And so I have to say, my cancer was the greatest gift to me in my life. And even more than my kids. My kids are at school, so they can't hear me right now, because I was able to learn about myself, to face the trauma, the emotions, the negative emotions. And I do want to say that in regards to energy and emotions in life, it's my philosophy that everything is temporary. So even, and this might be controversial, but even if you're feeling depressed, even if you're feeling alone, that in this moment you can change, and that is the only constant. So I feel that change is the only constant. So what you're feeling, if you're feeling a negative emotion, take it as an opportunity. This is an opportunity to heal something in your life and bring it up. Don't be afraid of it. Bring up those negative emotions. For me, when I wrote my book, Change Your Energy, Change Your Life, it was anger. So with the disease, it was shame and guilt. But when I wrote this book, it was anger. And I pushed that down as well. And I did not want that to be released in a negative way on my kids. I have a 6 and 9-year-old. And so they were just little when this emotion was coming up for me. And what I realized with that emotion is that it was not me. So that emotion was actually from my grandmother's 2 generations back. So when I do healings on people, I can see where their energy and their blocks might have come from their lineage. And sometimes it can come as far as 7 times down the line. And so when I realized that this anger, this is from my past. This is genetic that I need to release. So these emotions, if they're negative, they might not even be yours. However, it is your responsibility to heal it, to move through it, to move past it, so that you can be the amazing woman that you are meant to be and truly shine, not like a fake shine, not like a cover up, just truly be at peace in your life. So when I was able to recognize, okay, this anger is not mine, and heal this block and heal my family lineage and let it out in a healthy way. And sometimes I'd be like to my kids, I'm angry. I am so angry right now. I'm so angry at you. I'm so angry at the situation. And I think it's healthy to teach kids about that, about recognizing your emotions, whether they're positive or negative. That if you notice, if you do it with your kids, experiment. If you notice, let them have the tantrum, let them just let it all out. They'll come, oh, I love you, mommy, right after. It's like they needed that release. Anger is such a taboo subject in society. I feel like people, if you express your anger, you can be shunned. People don't really accept it as a proper emotion, proper. So if you can release it in a healthy way, like keep it, obviously don't hurt anyone and let it out, you can move to a place of acceptance. So it's really about accepting whatever emotion is coming up for you, whether it be negative, whether it be neutral, and then realizing, okay, this is temporary. This is not who I am, and letting it go. And also loving yourself. So that's why when I did this meditation about loving yourself and not feeling shame for having these emotions, for having this like not positive energy, so I just wanted to bring that up. And I was just wondering if any of the participants here would like to chime in about emotions or energy or any thoughts you might have about what I said and my own journey, and feel free to share if you'd like. Okay. Something that I do, I wanted to offer that because something that I do is I offer a free discovery call. So if you don't feel comfortable sharing with other people, feel free to go to my website, and I have a download there on 10 ways to change your energy now. And I also do, if you're on Clubhouse, feel free to reach out. I'm at Charissa Sims. And I do free readings on Wednesdays. And I have 2 other people where I can tune into you, and I can see what's going on in your life, and I can help you identify what are the blocks to help you move forward. So
She paused, so I'm not sure what happened there. Something must have happened with her internet, so we'll wait for her to come back. Let's just give her 1 second. This is such good stuff. I don't want to miss out on it. Believe it or not, it's amazing to me how much our bodies react to just what Charissa was saying, how our bodies react to energy and the different things that happen in our lives. How many of you have gotten sick at a time in your life where you had like transition going on or a lot of stress going on? Has that happened for any of you? Okay, I have to get your first name. So you have to unmute yourself so I can get it from you. Because I'm like, wait, is it Linda? Is it Liz?
It's Linda.
Linda. Okay, Linda. Has that ever happened to you in your life where you've gotten sick, when you've been stressed out or in transition or something's going on?
Absolutely. And yeah, this all resonates because I'm also a healing touch practitioner. So, and the hardest person to work on is ourselves.
Yeah, so I keep wondering, because I got sick, got hit with a virus right when I'm in the middle of transition and things going on in my life. I got hit with this virus, went down and was sick for like a week. And I just keep coughing, and I keep thinking to myself, am I causing this coughing of my voice being kind of somehow, I don't know how to explain it. But I don't know. I keep thinking to myself, am I causing this? Am I causing this? I don't know if I'm causing this or not. Is there a block happening that I'm not aware of? So yeah, I keep asking myself the same questions, Linda, for me.
Yeah, and is it yours? Is it your energy that you're picking up? Or are you picking up others?
No, I almost feel like it's my energy that's shifting. When I feel like when we're in transition in our life and things are changing, I struggle sometimes with change, when it's that drastic. And so I wonder if that affects my voice, or if that's caused, coughing that I've had that, is somehow, I don't want to say like turning my voice off, but interrupting, I guess would be a good word. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That makes
interesting.
Sense.
Yeah, I hope she comes back. I don't know if she realizes that we lost her, or maybe something happened with her internet. There she is. Hey, Charissa. We're glad you could join us.
For my own webinar. Yeah.
So, yes. So I was talking with Linda.
Like my computer just like literally blacked out.
Oh my gosh. So I was talking with Linda, because she does healing as well. And we were having a conversation because she came on to video, and I was telling her that I've been sick in the last 4 weeks. There's a lot of transition going on in my life. And I'm wondering if I caused that. And now I have this coughing. And I'm wondering if it's, because of all of that. So her and I were just talking. But Linda, I know you unmuted yourself and came on video, and maybe you wanted to have a conversation with Charissa. So Charissa, we lost you, and I really don't know at which point. You were just asking the question, and then we lost you, the whole computer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. Yeah. That's when I lost it too. So did you have a question? Did you want to ask a question, Colleen, or did you?
Oh, I was asking a question. I was asking the question to Linda, because we had lost you, and then Linda came on, and her and I were just having a discussion. And I was saying to everyone in the group, has there ever been a time when you've had a feeling like you have an exceedingly amount of change or stress going on in your life, which has caused you to get sick? Now, there's been times where I've had, big changes in my life, leaving corporate America, becoming an entrepreneur, and I did not get sick, in there. Everything was totally fine. So I never know.
Because that was your destiny.
Right.
You were ready for that. This is a scary time. Okay. So Linda, so I don't know what you guys talked about. Or
I already told you what we talked about. Everything I already told you.
So Linda, did you want to chime in to that?
Well, and it's interesting that your computer went down and that's energy too. So, okay, what's blocking this from happening?
Oh yeah, that was your comment. Oh, totally. There are so many influences of energy, planetary. There's so much going on right now on the planet, and like the forces of light and dark, and just like, it's just insane. Yeah, you're right. It's amazing. So Colleen, I'll just bring that up because I feel like you make a really good question, because what I don't want is, I don't want people to feel like guilty that they caused this illness because, oh, well, I did. I felt that. So maybe feel it for a moment. That's okay. Feel it for a moment. Then just realize, like, go into that meditative state or prayer, whatever you believe in, and just realize, I have the power now. I have the power now. And then you can start to come from that place of visualizing being healthy, whole, complete, because what's happening? Well, so what I'm finding in just tuning into you a little bit is just chaos and just so much change, and you're not really sure. And you're kind of like not putting yourself first and not taking the time to really think, okay, is this right for me? Am I giving too much to my family? And like, I feel like you almost need like a hot springs getaway by yourself. And to really just, okay, what's important to me? Because I feel like all this pressure on you, I feel like all of the women that count on you and everything, like, where are you going? What are you doing? Like, how could you leave us? A little bit of that energy, like a lot of pressure from not just your family, but just all these other people. So you're taking that on, and it's coming up as illness. So it's just like a way, but you're not that sick. Actually, I don't feel like you're on the verge of being healthier. I see, like, in a few days, like maybe like 4 days. I don't mean to delay it, because healing can happen instantaneously. I don't want to put a timeline on miracles or healing. But I'm just saying you're on the downward slope and things are cleansing out of your body, so just like really being clear on what you're feeling and getting that stuff out, like getting a lot of toxins out. And I know you're really into that. And I know you are so good at taking care of your body. So I think it's more of other stuff and other people, and then just make sure that you are prioritizing yourself. So that's what's coming up for you. I don't know if you were wanting that.
I appreciate that. Yes, totally. And I really appreciate you saying that, because that's kind of what I feel, a little bit of what I'm feeling. So I appreciate that.
Yeah. So would you like to share anything else, Missy, Damara? I don't know if I'm saying your name
This
right.
is a great opportunity for you guys to share kind of where you feel. We all have blocks. I had a conversation with my clients Monday morning, and I'll just mention something that came up. And a couple of the women that were on the call said they're just tired of enrolling. They said, I'm just tired of enrolling. I feel like my whole life, they've been in network marketing and they've done other things in their life. And they're like, my whole life is just enrolling. And I want to, I don't want to enroll anymore. And it was very interesting to me, because I see our entire lives are always about enrolling, whether we're enrolling our husband to take the garbage out that night, whether we're enrolling our kids to, like, our grandkids to pick up their toys, whether we're enrolling our kids to be home by 6 for dinner, or enrolling, people to be part of Lead Up for Women, and enrolling people to become a client, enrolling people to pay attention to their bodies, right? We're enrolling is something we do every day. The whole, all of society is enrolling somebody into something by inspiration or motivation, right? So I really believe it's just perspective on how we see enrollment. If we see enrollment as a bad thing and a push or a tug or a pull or a hardship, then enrollment will be that. But if we see enrollment as opportunity and inspiration and energy around us that we carry with us that enrolls people, right? The attraction, like you said earlier in the meditation, how are you attracting these people to us? I feel like enrollment is attraction. So it's based on perspective of
That's
how
so
we
true.
see what enrollment means to us. Enrollment for me isn't pulling or tugging, or it's placing opportunity out there. It's attracting, it's just being my best, highest version of myself for others, and then letting them make the decision at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I also want to bring it back to what you were talking about earlier when you first introduced me and you were talking about energy. You talked about vibration. So it's like vibrating at the level where those people just naturally are drawn to you, like a bee to honey, just like a bee makes honey. But I mean, just like that kind of alignment where you're meant to be together. And yeah, and not fighting it, just being in the flow of that vibration, because I think there can be a lot of pressure, especially for women, to when we're entrepreneurs, to be successful and to have a lot of clients and to do all this stuff. And seriously, we need a break and to just let it go and really find what matters to you. Because when you start sharing what matters to you, you resonate and people pick that up. I want to share another story from one of my clients. So I'm helping her with many things. But one of the things she loves to work on is abundance because it works so fast. When I clear abundance blocks, like people get really fast results. For example, she's an artist and she had to move from LA to New York. Well, she was choosing to move and she didn't have the money for the apartment, the down payment, and some things happened with her car. So she was able, after we did a healing, I removed the block. It was actually her mother who had this sense of lack. And so I was able to remove that from her DNA, remove that block. She was able to attract 65,000 in 1 week. Just because of that block. She sold all of her art. She's a high-end artist. And yeah, and it continues. Like this week, she's just like, she texts me every time she has an abundant success because she can't tell her family because she's wealthier than her family now. And so they like want her to send her money. To send them money. And I'm just like, no, this is for you. This is for you to receive. And she had a dream of driving a Porsche racing. And someone bought her art, a fine art gallery owner, and he owns a Porsche racetrack with Porsches. And she was so excited. She's like, oh my God, my dream is coming true. She's like, I haven't done it yet, but it's coming. It's coming. So anyways, those are the kind of possibilities of things that can happen, but it doesn't have to be so big. It's like, what's important for you? What is abundance or what things are important to you in your life? It could be something as simple as being in nature more. Maybe you want to be by water. Maybe it's just taking a walk for a few minutes and connecting with that water. I just want to share, unless anyone has any questions. Does anyone have any questions? Do you want to chime in? Linda, I feel your mic's off. I'm glad you're off camera.
Oh no, she's on. Yeah, she's not on mute anymore.
Yeah, I know.
I would love for Missy and Damara to join in on something that they feel is, like a block for them, that you could assist them with, because now's the opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And no worries if you're busy or doing other things, but I just wanted to share, a little bit from my book. My book has a lot of personal stories, and it's Change Your Energy, Change Your Life. But I also have tips. I don't recommend, you don't have to read it front to cover. It's just like, okay, you can skip to stop low energy habits. You know, what are some ways to do that? And, you know, giving back, how that can increase your energy. Not complaining or judging others, just loving what is, you know, judgment is helpful for our evolution. It's how we're evolved, but how can we do it in a healthy way, you know? And then loving yourself, taking divinely inspired action, enjoying every moment, being still. Being still was when I started with that meditation, getting clarity. And I also wanted to share this poem. This poem is in the book, and it was written by my mom. And I just really love it because in my meditation this morning, I had this vision, and I guess I'll share it with all of you because it was a message that I got this morning. Be at peace, all is well. And I saw myself receiving the sun and feeling it in all the cells of my being, just really feeling the vitamin D, the nourishment. So this is a message about the sun, since I got that inspiration this morning in my meditation. Follow the sun. Step outside, let your face follow the sun and feel its warmth. Remember me as the glow shines on your cheeks, following it across the sky, east to west. As it goes down, know that the last phrase is the most glorious. Feel the smells of the day, and I will be right there. So that's a little inspiration about getting outside and being with nature. And so I guess do you have any other questions or things you want to talk about, Linda? Do you want to chime in? Because I know you're in this space as well.
Oh, sure. Yes, as far as energy blocks, I know for myself, it's like this unworthiness and issue, especially even like at my birth process, because I had to choose was I was going to stay or leave. So I think from there, and maybe some ancestral situations too.
Oh yeah, you totally nailed it. Did you realize as you were saying it that this is something to heal in this lifetime, that it was like not even yours? Did you feel it a little bit outside of you?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. Because when you say these blocks and you get them out, when you verbalize them, you can really start to kind of see things, because we're all intuitive. We all have a little bit of psychic abilities, and we can kind of see. And I noticed it as you were talking, I was like, yes, yes, yes. And absolutely. Oh my God, because how could it be you if you even had it at birth? And like you were talking about, so I just had a question. Are you one of those people, those amazingly gifted people that remembers their birth and like before their birth? Do you remember that?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. I'm not one of those. I have friends that are, but I am
Okay,
not.
you have friends that are, because I know some people do. We're not supposed to remember that piece, but some people remember everything, you know, that they were a star and they chose their parents and they came down. So, you know, you know, people like that. But you just have an awareness within your being that you have that ever since you were born, because that was a choice that you had to come out. Is that what you're feeling?
Yes. Yes.
Wow. Wow. And then how does that show up in your life?
I think just so throughout my lifetime of being small, I'm short. It's just like all the things about being small and not stepping out into my power.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you took that being small as like not being worthy too. So that was part of like buying into that and everything.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. And you know what? Also, I want to say something a little bit about that is that it's a little bit of society too, because don't you feel like a lot of people sometimes think that shorter people are lesser than, or, oh, you're so cute, or, you know, because they kind of like minimize. And it's like, you can't really win because tall people get it too. You know, I'll just have to say that. Like if you hear from like supermodels, like they were bullied and traumatized because they were tall and skinny and people made fun of that. It's like people, society will always like find these little things to find something wrong with you. But I just wanted to say one thing, that I feel your spirit and I feel your heart and I know who you really are. And you are truly magnificent with gifts to share. And I can't wait to see you shine. So I just want to bless you with that.
Thank you.
You know, it's interesting that you talked about being small and tall and what society thinks, because this last year and a half, I've met so many people on Zoom. And then over the past several months, I've been able to meet them in person, because there's been times when I've had to fly to, you know, conferences or seminars or trainings. And then I've gotten to meet a lot of those people. And the number one thing people say about me is how shocked they are of how short and how small I am, because
That's
they
awful.
say my presence online is so large that they imagine that I'm like 5'9" and, you know, just a very tall person. And I barely hit like 5'1.5" and weigh like 110 pounds, you know, like I am a really tiny person. And so when they meet me, they're like, whoa, how you, like, you are really small. And it's like,
because you're powerful, right?
I guess,
You're powerful.
I guess it's the way that I express myself, the way that my confidence is, the way that I position myself online, is just how I feel, right? And I don't feel like the package that we're in necessarily is in alignment with how we feel. I feel, you know, always bigger than what my body probably looks. But you're right in what you just said. That is the biggest shock for people when they meet me, which is my size, because they, in their mind, think big personality, big person. You know, they just equate the physical with the vibration or the energy that I put off.
Yeah. And also, I just want to say about that, where you're saying the energy and the vibration that you put off. I'm so glad you chimed in here, because there's resonance, there's synchronicity. Like Linda was supposed to hear this message from you and that experience that you share, because we all go through this. Mm-hmm. But that there's something too about your aura. So we all have an auric field that is typically about 6 feet all around us. And we can exude out a certain type of presence and energy, regardless of how we look, regardless. And people will sense that. And then even when they see you in person, you still have that confidence. You haven't changed, right? So it's just like, they're kind of like, oh, but they still feel that presence from you, guaranteed. They still feel the bigness and the powerful you that all you are. But then they're saying, oh, it doesn't match because you're short. So anyway, it's just like, you know, people need to forget about that and, you know, just move on. But anyway, but I can appreciate the sense of not feeling worthy. And I just want to say that I go through that too sometimes. So, and like Colleen was saying, we all have blocks and we all have issues, and it's just about growth and healing the layers, peeling back the layers of what's coming up in the moment. So
I say life is too short, right? So yeah. If you have blocks, which every single one of us do at some time, right? There's days where those blocks that maybe that were bugging us the last month or two are gone. and we're feeling super confident, we're feeling, worthy, but now there's a different block that just showed up, because as we grow and stretch and change and lean in more to who we are, we discover another block, but that's part of growth. So for Missy on here and Damara on here, I think it's very much part of the growth cycle to feel those blocks at times, and it's just breaking through them that is the most important piece, working on them, being present to break through them, because as Charissa mentioned, if we decide to ignore them, push them down, push them aside, they will fester in other areas of your body. They'll show up as something different. Just as Charissa mentioned, she had pushed down some things and they showed up later in her life as something a little bit more traumatic. So we can't ignore them. We have to break through them no matter what it is, and not be embarrassed of them, but know that everybody is where they're at, learning and growing. It doesn't define who you are, where you're at, because we can always become a better version of ourselves.
That's so beautifully said.
Yeah.
And there's so many books and teachers that talk about how emotions can get trapped in the body. There's the emotion code, and there's a whole line of work called psychoneuroimmunology, talking about how emotions can cause disease. And so there is research to actually support this. It's so crazy. It's so fascinating to me how connected we are to these feelings and coming into our body. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that as well.
Did anyone have any other questions for Charissa? I would love, Charissa, for you to share information of how they can join you on Clubhouse, how they can find you online or wherever you are, so that they have the opportunity to dig in a little bit deeper into your community and connect with you as strategic partners, or just to have you assist them maybe in a forum that isn't so public. With other people, they may feel a little bit more comfortable having a one-on-one time with you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Colleen. So I have a podcast called You Inspired, and Colleen was a guest. She was an amazing guest, I have to say. She poured her heart out, shared her story. I don't know how many times you share your story, but wow. It's amazing. If anyone wants to hear, I highly recommend just going, even listening to that episode. It's truly incredible. And you can just search, you can go to my website, charissasims.com/podcast, and you can search for Colleen and you can find it. And so I have that, and I have meditations at the end of each episode. And there's also, I have a giveaway if you sign up for my newsletter. I've been so busy, I haven't been doing my newsletter, but I will. I will. And so you can sign up for 10 free 10 tips to change your energy now. And it's based on my book. I just give you, it's like a little cheat sheet, and then my book is for sale on my website. I took it off Amazon because I want to make some changes to it. And then I am on Clubhouse, and I'm part of the Women's Wisdom Circle and the Women's Wisdom Club. And so it's just women supporting women and living their dreams. And I do live readings, and then we do a meditation and healing. And my thing is I heal through song. So when I remove blocks, you heard me make noises. I go like this, but I also sing. So that's really a love for me as well. And feel free to reach out to me, send me an email, charissasims333@gmail.com, or go to my website, charissasims.com. And yes, Missy, music is healing. Sorry, I'm not checking the chat. And beautiful.
Do you have that information, Charissa, that you can drop in the chat so they can see that?
Sure.
For the ones that are here.
Yeah. I'll drop it into the chat right now.
Great, thank you. Yeah, I would love to partake
Yeah.
of a reading.
You can, yeah, sure. So, I do, free readings on Wednesdays on Clubhouse. So Clubhouse, I don't know, if you're not a member,
It's easy to sign up. Yeah. And then what you said, women of wisdom.
Women's Wisdom, that's on Clubhouse. I was just looking at my profile because I don't know it by heart. Oh, it's just my name at Charissa Sims is Clubhouse. And then Women's Wisdom is on Clubhouse. Thank you, Colleen. So I would love to support you in living your best life, because now is your time. I just have to say that. It's like, no excuses. Come on, let's get rid of those blocks. Let's get rid of those negative emotions and rock it out. Rock out 2022. Woohoo!
Yeah. And I think that we really need to focus on starting working on 2022 now, right?
Oh, yeah.
So not to give up, but to make the plans in December, start executing now, because you don't want to like lay down and just be done by the end of the year. And I was on a call last night with my good friend, Carrie Connolly, and she was talking about how goal setting should happen now in December and start executing those goals. And now get started. Why wait until January? You know, it's kind of like, I never understand why people set all these New Year's resolutions, because they don't work.
It's too
They
late.
set them and then do them in January, and then by February they're gone. It's like set them in June, you know, say, I'm going to start living a healthier life. And so today we can say, we're going to start getting rid of blocks, you know, raising our energy, raising our vibration, staying there all the time, and realizing and feeling when we're not there, working through those blocks, utilizing the people around us that can assist us in working through those blocks. Because I know for me, it's really hard for me to get through them on my own. And I know that we're not meant to do everything on our own. So I utilize people and experts around me like Charissa to assist in that, because she can feel things and see things I can't from an outside perspective.
I'm so glad you said that, Colleen, because I feel the same about my own life. So I have healers that I work with. I have coaches that I work with, and we all need support. We all need each other. And I do feel like Spirit, God, whatever you believe in, made it like that. So God can work through us for other people. I really do feel that. And I just want to share, can I share this from the chat? I'm not going to say who it was, but someone said I had to remove people from my life to help with getting past and through things. And that, I just want to say congrats for recognizing that, because sometimes people can hold you back, and it's time to move on if you have the courage and strength. And sometimes you need to cut cords and cut ties with those people, so they could be attached spiritually to you as well. So I just wanted to mention that about people.
Glad you said that. All right, ladies, that's all the time we have for today. Make sure you save the chat. Carissa, make sure you go into Facebook and put that in the comment section so people can reach out to you as well, because I know a lot of ladies will go on Facebook and watch the video. And if you guys aren't following us, we're at Lead Up for Women on Facebook. And I'm so happy you all joined us today. I always know the right people are in the room. The right people will see the video that needs to see the video. If you know a friend that needs to see this video, share it with them, you know, from Facebook, so they have that connection as well. Thank you, Carissa, for being with us. And ladies, thank you for joining us. We will see you all next Tuesday. And next Tuesday, hold on, let me tell you what next Tuesday is, because I didn't have it written down. Next Tuesday is Natalie Lavelock, and she's going to be talking to us about leaps of faith, turning your expertise into income and building a business and life you love. So that's going to be super fun. So we hope you all join us next week as well for Natalie. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Goodbye for now.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for having me, Colleen.
You're welcome, Carissa. See you all later. Have a wonderful
Linda.
week, ladies.